Hello YouTube! Hi everybody! Thank you for coming to my channel. It's Sandy RubyMelo here. Show some love, like and subscribe you guys. Well, thank you for coming again. Alright, let me pause this camera. Okay. Hey you guys, today I'm going to be talking about how technology is super important for somebody like me. In my last video, I was talking about stem cell research and clinical trials and stuff like that, and how I need to do a little bit more research on it because I want to get involved. Um, just be a little bit more proactive in trying to, hopefully be miraculously healed and get up out this bed. But because we live in an age of technology, I want to talk about some of the things that help me um, be productive and be independent as far as like not just laying here and doing nothing. Again, if you're new to my channel, I'm a quadriplegic. I am paralyzed from the shoulders down. Will I have to say that every single video? I hope not. Anyways, hopefully you check out some of my other videos and you can see that I'm a pretty awesome person, so support the page. I have a lot of things that I want to share out with the world. I feel like it's my duty to, I don't know, just give people insight on this kinds of stuff. It's pretty interesting to me when I see other people striving and being able to be successful in even in the littlest things. When I initially got paralyzed, it was really hard to deal with because I didn't know how I was going to go back to being some kind of normal. I spent the first 14 months of my paralysis in the hospital, struggling with different type of ailments, from bed sores to osteomyelitis to different types of infections, to learning how to breathe again, to learning how to eat again, to learn how to, it's just so much. It was a lot. It was really intense. Thank God I made it. Then I did 6 months of somewhat of what they call therapy. I still don't get as much as therapy as I should, especially being compared to some other people who have, I guess, better insurance or money in the pocket or something. I'm not sure, but anyways, let's not get into that. But as far as like technology, when I initially got to the nursing home after my first 14 months of being paralyzed, it was really crucial for me to figure out how I was going to communicate with people. So I initially requested for me to get a cell phone, like one of those Obama phones, because I don't know, my family, even though they support me as much as they can, in the beginning it was really hard to get them to do much because I guess they were paralyzed themselves. They got shocked by the situation, and everybody just became so like withdrawn and blank. They were just like, oh my gosh, how is she gonna live? They had all the wrong types of questions. Anyways, God gave me the ability to move on from that and just be innovative and creative and just keep pushing. And I'm glad that He gave me that ability because that's what's been able to help me now be so successful in most of the things that I choose to do as a paralyzed person. And being exposed to other people now who are disabled, who are equally, and if not even more successful than me, it gives me more um, motivation to, keep it going. And eventually, hopefully, God willing, I will become the millionaire that I deserve to be. Anyways, some of the technology that I use would now involve my cell phone, my computer, Alexa, um, Cortana, which is the PC, and then also Google on my phone, voice activated stuff. Um, Initially, I first started using my cell phone. When I got the Obama phone, I got this program called Dragon on my phone, and it gave me the ability to call people hands free and stuff. And here, when people call me, and hold on one second. Oh, sorry, you guys. My bad. Yeah, so my camera's about to time out. It's already been 5 minutes, and I'm getting messages. Anyways, my bad. I'm rambling. But yeah, so in the beginning, I ended up getting a camera. I'm not a camera, but a program called Dragon on my phone, and I was able to give it every name that I wanted and call it up and be able to call people. So initially, when I started being able to call people, that's when I was able to get people to come try to help me. Then one day, I ended up getting my dad to buy me a laptop. I initially didn't even know how I was going to be able to use the laptop yet, but I was confident that because I was able to use the Dragon voice activated um, app on my phone, I figured that maybe I could put it on the computer and navigate through the computer with the Dragon. Especially because I also was exposed to a doctor who used the recording thing um, application on his computer. So I ended up getting a little Toshiba, whatever. And initially, when I put the program, I bought the Dragon program that they have for the computer to see if I can get through it, but it wasn't working. And as usual, people don't really too much have the patience to do certain things, so it was really hard for me to get anybody to sit there long enough for us to figure it out. With limited time and limited enough assistance from my family and friends, I decided that I was going to give it a break a little bit. So then I ended up moving in with my mom and my sister. And that's when I really knew that I needed to figure out a way to use the computer. So by then I had already downloaded this program called Camera Mouse on my computer. Me and my little brother found it. And when I first initially tried to use it, it was so hard to use because I didn't calibrate the settings yet. I later on had to learn how to do it, but yeah, I gave up on it really quickly. So I had the computer for like 3 or 4 months before I actually started using it. Then one day I was just so frustrated. I was like, I need to learn how to use this computer. And so I made my mom put the computer in front of me, turned the camera thing on, and I made a couple of adjustments to the settings with her, which was still pretty difficult. I had to figure out how to put it across me without any problems or whatever. It was a trial and error. And I kept at it and I kept at it. And then finally, I was able to start using it. I would run into little problems like, no, like the, the camera mouse is not applicable with every program in the computer, like the on screen keyboard. I had to download a virtual keyboard to be able to use the computer. Then I had to get some type of recording device so that I can be able to transcribe some of the things that I wanted to say because typing was taking so long. I was like, how can I type? Then I had to figure out how to connect my phone to the computer so that I can see my text messages and my calls. Then I had to. It was a lot of trial and error. I'm glad that I had enough tenacity to keep up with it because now I'm able to do any and almost everything except for like some features like dragging. I could still drag. I have a app for that, but it's not as great. So that's why it's been hard for me to even edit my videos. Thank God God sent me somebody to help me with that. But yeah, after a whole bunch of trial and error, I was able to use a computer with no special programming other than the camera mouse that I use now with the on-screen keyboard, free virtual keyboard. I'll put down the link for camera mouse and the virtual keyboard that I use. Um, Now for the voice act, the transcribing, I use Google Translate. You could just go to their website, copy and paste whatever you say. That's how I text. I use Google Hangouts for phone capabilities. I can get all my text messages and all my voice messages all in one place online. I connect my phone through the computer with an app called Mighty Text. Um, that as well is what I use for um, to connect the computer and my phone together. I also forward most of my calls from my cell phone to my other online Google Hangouts. It's a little complicated, but it's very much needed. I know other quads and stuff that have to use all these complicated gadgets to use a computer. I initially used to use like a headset for like the microphone aspect and stuff for some stuff, but then I just don't like stuff touching my face. I don't like sleeping with things touching my face. I don't know, it was just uncomfortable. So I after a lot of trial and error I was able to use the computer without the microphone and stuff. I have an external camera that I add to the computer so that I can be able to make these videos on my own and video chat people through Hangouts and Facebook. Um, what else? I use Alexa for music, and I use her to be able to turn on and off the light, and I use her to be able to, when my screen turns off on my computer, I'm able to use her to either call my phone so I could wake up the screen. Um, yeah, technology is a big deal, and thank God I live in a new this century because granted, I was born in the 80s and we were introduced to computers almost when I was in high school. Cell phones didn't start booming and popping until ninth grade when I was in ninth grade. Yeah, so like, thank God I was able to get in. I was able to get paralyzed after like all this nice technology. There's even more things coming out. That's why I was talking about stem cell and the clinical trials and stuff. Those are kind of like scary a little bit to talk about because it's like placing technology inside of your body. It's really weird to think about, and it's very concerning because it's all brand new. And the being that I'm mostly Christian, it's like I don't know if that's something that God would want me to be involved in. However, I mean, He made us to be creators, and He put doctors here, puts different, He allows different technology and stuff for innovation and stuff like that. So I guess I would literally have to do enough research where I'm comfortable with it because I do believe in the takeover from the Antichrist who's going to come and try to brand everybody and get everybody to take the mark of the beast basically. And I don't know if I want to put anything foreign in my body. It is what it is. God knows what He's doing. I pray for a miracle, but I don't want to be hesitant to the different miracles that we experience every day. Sometimes I get in awe of just being able to talk on a screen and see my face and call people from all the way across the world and have friends all over the place and just at the tip of my finger, I could, well, not my finger, you guys know, but just a dial away, you can call somebody across whoever knows through wavelengths and stuff. Like the little things that we take for granted are pretty miraculous. Like humans are pretty awesome. We've been in, been exposed to some really awesome inventions. We're so used to them that we forget how miraculous they truly are and how intricate, some of these things that we're exposed to are. And it's a great thing. It's a great time to be alive, really. Um, Other than that, right now I'm waiting for even more independence. A friend of mine who's been paralyzed even less longer than me, shorter than me. She's already on her second or third chair, mobile chair, and I've never even been in a mobile chair. I've tried one out when I initially first got paralyzed. They measured me and got me excited for the future. Like, here, you could get one of these chairs. You could drive by yourself. And I know I've seen other paralyzed people with sip and puff chairs when I've been to disability events and stuff like that. However, I haven't been able to get it. It's a long, complicated thing, but I am on the list, on somebody's list to get one. The ball is slowly rolling. And the friend of mine that I told you about, who's on her third or second or third chair, she offered to let me get her loaner chair, like a chair that was donated to her. So I'm considering it. Other than that, technology has been a great thing. It keeps I'm able to stay connected with my family. I'm able to do and navigate through the computer completely by myself, which gives me a sense of independence. Whereas I'm able to do things virtually. I'm even interested in getting like a virtual job of some sort because I'm pretty computer savvy. Eventually, God willing, I'll be able to launch my own website and put my books and my poetry and my art on online and stuff like that, which is pretty great. Yeah, so technology is a really big deal for disabled people. Other than the computer and the phone and the voice activated products that I use, I don't really too much use crazy other technology things. I have been exposed to like one of those special cars. I went to Tennessee last year for my family reunion. Was it last year? No, it was in 2018. And we rented this special car and it was really awesome. Oh my gosh. There's so much great technology out there. Again, it's just really great time to be alive, especially when it comes to technology. It really does a big impact. It gives me hope to know that, even though I may not dabble in every single type of thing that they got out there when it comes to AI technology, but there's something out there that may fit me according to my views and my values and stuff like that. So I'm excited. I might be walking around with my little Iron Man suit soon, or my iRobot outfit, something like that going. So God willing, the opportunities come my way and I'm able to master some of these technology things. I want one of those special awesome chairs where you can move it with your head or is voice activated or I don't know. They got some really cool stuff out there. So shout out to the people that could support this channel and look out for me because I am pretty independent. I do kind of I don't live alone per se because I have a roommate, but I got everything by myself. I moved out from the nursing home literally almost by myself on my own income. I've been funding my own book stuff on my own, launching a whole bunch of other new stuff. Hopefully, before the end of next year, I'll be able to launch some really solid stuff on my website. It's exciting, not giving up on life, even though I am paralyzed. Sometimes I do feel kind of like sluggish and I might be missing out on some stuff, but then I look around the world and I see that life is happening for everybody, not just me. And sometimes I just have to get out of my own head and out of my own circumstances and realize that I may be physically paralyzed, but there's people out there that are mentally paralyzed, emotionally paralyzed, and all the other types of ways you can be crippled. Um, so I'm choosing to be happy because I didn't necessarily put myself here. I just woke up. I woke up and God gave me a heartbeat and the world was happening and I get to be a part of it. And I got to learn what I can as much as I can until the day that I can't anymore, until there is no breath. So sometimes if you feel like you're all alone out there in the world and there's nothing else that you can possibly do or possibly it's just you're hopeless. Things just doesn't seem bleak. Just remember that you don't know why your heart beats. You don't know why the sun goes up. Who knows all the different crazy questions out there about the world. But the one who holds the world he's still here. He's still watching, he's still paying attention, and even though you may not understand what's going on, God wouldn't be God if we knew everything that was really going on, if we knew the answers to the questions to those questions. But I know for sure that he will eventually make everything work for your good, my good, all of our good. It'll all click one day. That light bulb moment, I really feel like it's closer than you think. So hold on, you guys, and Enjoy what you can. Be as grateful as possible so that more things can come your way. Anyways, again, like, subscribe, and thank you for coming to my channel and listening to my rant about technology. All right, I love you guys. Thank you. Again, good night, good morning, or whatever.